Hello, you are watching Vnews Broadcast Daily, and following are the headlines.
Top leaders receive Chinese state counselor. Vietnam-Cambodia public security sectors enhance ties. Vietnam determined to further administrative reform. Tide rain held on credit.
The top party and government leaders of Vietnam separately received Chinese State Councillor Tai Ping Kuo in Hanoi on September the 7th, affirming strong intentions to boost friendship and cooperation between the two countries.
Chinese State Councillor Tai Ping Kuo is on a working visit to Vietnam to attend the 5th session of the Steering Committee for Vietnam-China Bilateral Cooperation, which was held in Hanoi on September 6th. At his reception, Party General Secretary Nguyễn Phú Trọng said Vietnam and China should strive to find a satisfactory solution to disputes involving the East Sea to help boost Sino-Vietnamese relations. He highly valued the results of the 5th session of the Bilateral Cooperation Steering Committee, saying that this is an important, efficient, cooperative mechanism and needs to be promoted in the future. During the meeting, Prime Minister Nguyễn Tấn Dũng spoke highly of the results the two sides had reached in implementing 3 documents relating to the shared land border. On the East Sea issue, he said that through discussions, the two sides clearly understood their stances and differences between the two sides an objective reality. He asked the two sides to seek long-lasting fundamental solutions acceptable to both sides through frank dialogue, respect and mutual trust, and on the basis of the Declaration on the Conduct of Parties in the East Sea and international law. He also said the two sides should accelerate talks for early signing an agreement on the basic principles during settlement of issues on the sea, creating a basis for both sides to resolve specific East Sea issues. Chinese State Councillor Tai shared Prime Minister Dũng views and proposed that, in the spirit of fraternity and comradeship, the two sides promptly negotiate and discuss issues of differences in the East Sea to seek fundamental, long-lasting, and mutually acceptable solutions.
On September the 7th, the Vietnam television inaugurated the first phase of its state-of-the-art program production center. Prime Minister Nguyễn Tấn Dũng attended the event.
Prime Minister Nguyễn Tấn Dũng said the project had a great significance for the station itself and for the whole TV network nationwide. He said in the era of fast information transmission, state-of-the-art technological infrastructure and technology were imperative for Vietnam television. Construction of the VTV Program Production Center started in 2006 using ODA capital from Japan. The $385 million center will have a 28-story building with 18 studios and a system of technical centers. The inauguration of the production center coincided with the 41st anniversary of the VTV.
A delegation of the Vietnamese Ministry of Public Security, led by Minister Trần Đại Quang, is on an official visit to Cambodia. The visit is aimed at increasing bilateral ties in security and defense.
The Vnews delegation is scheduled to hold talks with a delegation of the Cambodian Ministry of Public Security and pay a courtesy visit to Prime Minister Hun Sen. While meeting with the staff of the Vietnamese embassy in Phnom Penh on September 7th, Minister Quang said Vietnam and Cambodia should further strengthen and expand bilateral ties in security, especially in the fight against transnational crime. He also said the two countries' leaders are determined to build a common borderline of peace, stability, cooperation for mutual development, and jointly implement the principle of not allowing any hostile force to use a country's territory to conduct activities to ruin security of the other country.
Two Vietnamese units have joined more than 1,500 publishers from over 50 countries around the world at 24th International Book Fair that opened in Moscow on September 7th.
The Publication Department and the Vietnam National Corporation for the Export and Import of Books, Periodicals and Other Cultural Commodities brought some 200 books about President Ho Chi Minh, Châu Võ Nguyên Giáp, Hanoi Capital City 1000-Year Culture, and Woman, History, Culture and Landscape of Vietnam to the fair. The annual event served as a chance for the publishing houses and book distributors to share experience in publishing. This year's fair will be open to visitors until September 11.
A government leader has said Vietnam is determined to boost administrative reform and facilitate Vietnamese enterprises' investment and business abroad.
Deputy Prime Minister Hoàng Trung Hải made the statement while receiving representatives from Vietnamese businesses in Germany, the Czech Republic, Poland and other European countries, who attended the opening ceremony of the first branch of Vietnam Joint Stock Commercial Bank for Industry and Trade in the German city of Frankfurt. Vietinbank inaugurated its branch in Frankfurt on September the 6th, becoming the first Vietnamese bank to open a branch in Europe. Deputy Prime Minister Hải said this activity is a vivid manifestation of the increasingly wide and effective cooperation between Vietnam and Germany. He added Vietinbank's choosing Germany as the first foreign country to operate is due to the fact that Germany is an economic hub in Europe and the largest trade partner of Vietnam in Europe.
The State Bank of Vietnam has said it would continue restraining credit growth in Vietnam dong to under 20% and ensure sufficient US dollar supplies on the market.
The central bank told the attendants at its meeting with commercial banks and credit institutions in Hanoi on September 7th that its tightened monetary policies would remain largely unchanged in the non-production sector. However, it said it would consider modifying certain policies. The move is part of efforts to slash lending interest rates, as promised last month by the newly appointed governor Nguyễn Văn Bính. The SBV said the ceiling deposit interest rates of 14% and 2% per year in dong and US dollar respectively would be unchanged to help credit institutions keep lending rates in the 17% and 19% range for the dong in the production sector. Several commercial banks agreed with the central bank's policies in slashing lending interest rates. A reduction in lending rates was crucial to helping banks find more capital to lend to enterprises. Banks were unable to lend money due to high interest rates. As a result, lending interest rates must be slashed. The central bank said it plans to inspect a number of banks and credit institutions which have high credit growth in US dollar, while applying higher borrowing requirements for companies whose revenues were exclusively in dong.
A subsidiary of NSG Group of Japan has kicked off construction of 2 factories producing transparent conductive oxide and ultrafine flat glass in the southern province of Bà Rịa Vũng Tàu.
Located at the Mỹ Xuân A Industrial Park in Tân Thành District, the 2 factories will be built at a total cost of $233 million. The transparent conductive oxide factory will be the 8th of the NSG Group and the 2nd in Vietnam. NSG Vietnam legal representative Shingo Ishiki said once completed, the 2 factories are expected to provide jobs for 500 local technical workers. He added that most of the products will be exported. NSG Group is a world-leading producer of float glass with a network of 52 factories throughout the globe.
Nam Định Province has pledged to help the Republic of Korea's Ttxvn Industrial Company to speed up the implementation of this thermoelectric power project in Hải Hậu District.
Chairman of the Provincial People's Committee Nguyễn Văn Tuấn made the affirmation at a working session with Ttxvn Chief Representative Park Hyang-so on September 6. According to the provincial leader, the project has seen many favorable conditions as it won the backing of local people and the government's approval for its purchase of domestic coal. He suggested Ttxvn immediately inform the province about any difficulties so that the 2 sides can work together to deal with it. The Republic of Korea company submitted a pre-feasibility plan for the project in January this year and hopes to receive a license by the end of 2012.
And that comes to the conclusion of our program today. Thanks for joining us and see you next time.